So hey guys, welcome to our channel. This is Professor Riya from ICC Point, and today we are here to discuss about some important topics in chemistry, carbon and its compound. When it comes to chemistry, this is probably the last chapter in chemistry, but when it is considered as a topic, the most important, and among the students community, it is something that is more complicated, is more about complex, not understanding, not practical, theoretical. No, this is something which is the base of chemistry, and at the same point of time it's a different section of chemistry, which is organic chemistry. So without wasting time, let's start today with the topic, which is carbon and its compound. Okay, the time or the point when we say carbon and its compound, it basically means compounds which carbon is making. So the question comes, or the question arises in a normal student's mindset that ma'am, carbon ही क्यों? Why only carbon? Carbon ही क्यों इतना बड़ा? Why is it so that carbon को इतना ज़्यादा importance दिया गया है? या फिर why only carbon is a big question. So the answer to your question would be that carbon has some specific properties, or carbon, because of its specific structure, which we are going to discuss today, has a lot of capacity of making bonds and making good deal of compounds with a lot of people. So basically you must have heard about a lot of terms or terminologies which say about organic and inorganic. But what is organic and what is inorganic? First let us understand कि कार्बन के जो compounds है उनको organic क्यों बोला गया है और inorganic क्यों बोला गया है, and why is there a total separate study to study about only organic compounds and to study only about inorganic compounds. So when it comes to inorganic compounds are basically oxides, carbonates, sulfates, or in other terms anything or any compound of carbon which results into a non-living thing, something like a table salt, something like carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, even hydrochloric acid in that case. All these comes under the section of inorganic compounds. Then what are basically organic compounds? What are basically organic compounds? Any compound which is directly or indirectly related to living world. For example, we as humans, animals, even are made up of carbon. Every single little thing in our body is made up of carbon. Let that be DNA, let that be sugar in that case, methane, ethanol, all these are nothing but examples of organic compounds, and these are basically compounds of carbon along with hydrogen and oxygen and few various elements, but majoritarily it deals with hydrogen and carbon. Next we move out to, ma'am हम कब से बात कर रहे हैं carbon, it is nothing but the study of carbon and its compound. The chapter का title itself says carbon and its compound. So let us talk about our hero element, which is carbon. What is this carbon? मैम कार्बन का स्ट्रक्चर क्या है? कार्बन को इतना ज़्यादा कंपाउंड्स फॉर्म करने के लिए कैपेसिटी, एबिलिटी कहाँ से मिलता है? सो लेट अस फर्स्ट अंडरस्टैंड आवर हीरो एलिमेंट, व्हिच इज कार्बन. Basically, how much I understand, everyone viewing this must be aware that carbon has 6 protons, has 6 electrons and 6 neutrons. I am currently talking about the basic isotope of carbon: 6 protons, 6 electrons and 6 neutrons. As we already know, looking at the structure of the atom, that protons and neutrons form the nucleus of the atom, and these 6 electrons will rotate in the shells or the orbits. How are these 6 electrons placed? We call it nothing but the electronic configuration. We call it nothing but the electronic configuration of carbon. Electronic configuration of carbon. How are these 6 electrons distributed in the various shells of an atom? Something like very similar to solar system. Solar system mein every orbit has one planet associated to it. Similarly, here every orbit has certain number of electrons associated with it. So let us understand how these 6 electrons are distributed in various shells. So that is first electrons. It is basically given by the formula 2n square, where n is the number of shell. N is nothing but the number of shell. So if I am considering the first shell, my n value becomes 1. So for the first shell, n value becomes 1, and for the second shell, n value becomes 2. So the maximum capacity which that orbit or the shell can hold electrons is given by the formula of 2n square. So for first valence shell, that is n is equal to 1, it can accommodate maximum number of electrons as 2. Next is second orbit or the second shell, which has n value 2, has maximum holding capacity, has the maximum holding capacity as n is equal to 2. If you put and substitute in this formula 2n square, you get electron value, you get the electron value as 8. The maximum electrons which this second orbit can hold is nothing but 8. So now if I have 6 electrons, I have to distribute it within these orbits. So the first shell can accommodate at the max 2 electrons. So out of 6, I have placed these 2 electrons. Next, when I move to further electrons, 6 में से मैंने 2 place कर दिए हैं already. I am left with 4 more. So now these 4 electrons are placed in the second orbit. These 4 electrons are placed in the second orbit. This is basically nothing but the basic structure of carbon. This is the basic structure of carbon, which is 2,4, where 2,4 is called as the electronic configuration. In short form or in abbreviated form, you can say EC, electronic configuration. So once now we have understood the electronic configuration, which is 2,4. We all know that number of neutrons is 6, number of protons is 6, electrons is 6 in a carbon atom. Now let us understand the most important property of any element, which is valency. Valency is nothing but what? The combining capacity of an element. The combining capacity of an element. So in order to become stable, we all know according to the octet rule, एक element को stable होने के लिए, for an element to exist, it should have nothing less than 8 electrons in its outermost shell. So carbon is not having 8 electrons in its outermost shell. उसका जो outermost shell है, उसके पास 8 electrons नहीं है. It has only 4 electrons. It is lacking by another 4 electrons. So valency of carbon will be 4. Why? Because in order to gain stability, it will either have to gain 4 electrons or lose 4 electrons of the outermost shell, or in other words, it will have to share, which we understand कि carbon कौन सा option select करता है in the coming videos. So carbon has valency equal to 4. In order to gain stability, it will need another 4 electrons. So the question is, can carbon gain or lose 4 electrons? Let us understand, is this condition possible for carbon or not? In the previous slide, we had just came across the structure of carbon, जिसमें हमें पता चला था that carbon has 2,4 as its electronic configuration, which means that 2 in the first orbit and 4 in the last orbit. Now, in order to gain these 4 electrons, carbon will start accepting electrons in its outermost shell from some other element, Let's say, for example, I am just here drawing the outermost shell of carbon. So now 4 electrons is the outermost shell. It is already having 4 electrons. It will start accepting electrons from some other element, and it will start accepting one by one the electrons. What happens in this condition? Let us understand. As and when carbon is accepting 1 electron, once the first electron is coming into the outermost shell, after this, the number of electrons in the outermost shell or in totality becomes 7. So now carbon is currently having 7 electrons, but the number of protons are yet 6. Number of protons are yet 6. So what happens in this condition is protons and number of electrons का equality नहीं है. There is no similarity or there is no same number of protons and electrons in the carbon atom. The next electron which is supposed to enter, will face repulsion. क्यों repulsion? मैम क्योंकि ये जो outermost shell है is already having excess of electrons. So the another electron which is already a negatively charged particle will face or will see repulsion from these outermost electrons. So in order to put this electron in the outermost shell, हमें energy supply करना पड़ेगा. We'll have to provide more energy to this electron to fit into the outermost shell. Once that electron comes into the picture, another electron which is supposed to be added will face more repulsion again. Why? Because in the next condition we'll have 8 electrons and still 6 protons. We'll have to still supply more energy in order to put one more electron. So the hard work to be done by carbon atom in increasing or in gaining these electrons is more. So gaining is not an option when it comes to carbon. Carbon will not gain these 4 electrons. Let us understand, will carbon lose 4 electrons? How? Let us see. I again come back with the outermost shell. 6 protons, 6 neutrons and 4 electrons. Now when I have to think that carbon will lose these electrons, ये जो outermost shell में उसके पास 4 electrons है, let us understand the first electron here is to be removed. What happens after removing the first electron? Let us understand, it has 6 protons but now 5 electrons. The net positive charge in the entire atom is more. पॉजिटिव चार्ज ज़्यादा है, आउटर मोस्ट में इलेक्ट्रॉन का डेफिशिएंसी है या फिर एक इलेक्ट्रॉन कम है, सो द नेट नेगेटिव चार्ज इज लेस, बिकॉज ऑफ विच द प्रोटॉन हैज मोर पावर टू अट्रैक्ट द आउटर मोस्ट शेल, बिकॉज ऑफ विच द साइज ऑफ द outermost shell decreases. Size of the outermost shell decreases because the net positive charge of the nucleus attracts the outermost electrons more strongly, more vigorously, and hence net positive charge ज़्यादा होने की वजह से what happens is shell size of the outermost orbit decreases. So losing electrons is again not a question when it comes to carbon. So carbon अभी करेगा क्या मैम? मैम उसके पास ना ही गेन करने का ऑप्शन है ना ही लूज करने का ऑप्शन है, तो वो स्टेबिलिटी कैसे अटेन करेगा? लेट्स अंडरस्टैंड कार्बन स्टेबिलिटी कैसे अरेंज करेगा. So now we have understood that carbon cannot gain 4 electrons. It has even no option of losing 4 electrons. So what can carbon do is a big question. हमें बचपन में स्कूल में बोला था something which is called as sharing is caring. So carbon now decides to share. Its 4 electrons. So once carbon is coming, it says that I have 4 electrons. It meets few other elements and says that I am here to gain stability. Would you also want to gain stability? If yes, then they start sharing the electrons and this is how they form bonds. So because of this property of carbon of sharing the electrons with a lot of other elements, it has a huge friend circle. In other terms, it has a huge variety of compounds forming. So the answer to your question, why does carbon combine with so many elements, is because of the property of sharing which is called nothing but catenation. I repeat the word catenation. The property of carbon because of which or by the virtue of which it combines with so many elements is called as catenation. Carbon also has a specific property of catenation because of which it forms long chain compounds. वो combine होते ही जाता है, it can form long compounds, and that is all about carbon and its property catenation. So guys, that's all for today. In the next video, we will be discussing about allotropes and structures of allotropes of carbon. So for more such videos, subscribe to our channel, and till that time, see you in the next video.